In this first section we have 5 of the very best oilfield glass cutters available on the market today. Starting with the first, the Thomas Grip Super Cutter. Available in a range of colours, comes with the #1 best-selling Toyo Super Cutting Head. Very comfortable to cut with and is perfect for detailed, intricate work. The second cutter is the Comfort Grip Super Cutter. Again, available in a wide range of colours. Oilfield, of course, manufactured by Toyo, and is generally suited to ladies. The third cutter is perhaps the longest selling cutter on the market today. There's nothing really to beat it. It's the original Toyo Super Cutter. Comes only in clear, is oil filled, and actually has a spring loaded head which is designed to take a little of the pressure out of cutting your glass. The fourth cutter is the Toyo Pistol Grip Super Cutter. All 4 of these cutters that we're about to show you, or have shown you, have the same cutting head. The only thing that's different with them is the handle. This is available to you in a range of colours again, and is more suited for those who have a particular grip problem or have a lot of production cutting, straight line cuts, etc. Very easy to pick up and just cut with this. Finally, my personal favourite. Again, available in a range of colours. Comes with a handle which is totally adjustable to suit your size and shape. Oil filled again, of course, but comes with a unique cutting head. I won't go into too much detail about it, but suffice to say that it utilises what we call tap wheel technology, meaning that you can cut the glass cleaner with less pressure. It's a pure joy to use. We've been talking about cutting oil, and actually the big secret is out. All we actually use is white spirit. We recommend white spirit because it's commonly available. It's very cheap to buy, but more importantly, it evaporates on the surface of the glass, leaving no oily residue, so there's less glass to clean prior to falling your project. Always remember to leave the bolt on the end loose so the air can come in and that the cutting oil can flow out the cutting head. Makes a big difference. Now we're going to show you how to achieve the perfect glass cut with ease. The glass cutter we're using is an oil-filled glass cutter, the Custom Grip. Very popular cutter, my personal favourite. It enables you to cut glass with ease. The glass we're cutting is 3mm clear glass. And it's as simple as that. So we'll show you that in a little more detail regarding the grip and the angle of the cutter should be no more than 45 degrees to the surface of the glass. Straight lines are always, without exception, cut top to bottom with the cutting head just in from the edge of the glass, and apply slight pressure. A good clean crisp sound is what you wish to hear, with the glass cutting head coming right off the end of the glass. Now breaking the glass is too easy. Breaking the glass is so easy. We'll show you that again in more detail. Now, thumbs pointing towards the top surface of the glass, parallel with your two front knuckles curled under the glass, and then simply imagine a giant Kit Kat. Break the glass apart with ease. That's the safest way to break glass, using your hands. There are plenty of tools available which will enable you to break glass even safer, and we'll show you those in just a moment. A little bit of shape cutting now. Again, using the same cutter. Shape cutting. Generally you're following a line or design, so it's very important to take the cutter away from yourself. Again, breaking by hand with ease. We'll show you the shape cutting process in a little more detail now. Always cut with the glass cutter head screw pointing upwards. Notice the thumb behind the back of the cutting head, helping him to stabilize the score. Even very thin strips can be easily cut. Of course, there's a fair amount of experience with this glass cutter here. However, as a complete beginner, you'll find a few of these tools very, very useful. Starting with the blue cut runners. The blue cut runners are a very economical tool, very, very simple principle, much like tile cutters, tile breakers that you may have used at home. Pair of jaws with the fulcrum on the lower jaw, and on the upper jaw you have a grooved line or a raised line in the moulding of the pliers. This is the line that you must align with your score. So we're going to cut a straight line top to bottom, and we're going to use the pliers to break that safely. Just enter the pliers into the glass. You can enter them from 1/2 inch to 1 inch and just gently squeeze, and the glass comes apart like that. Now, as you can see, perfect clean cuts. There's no tapping of glass involved here. There's no grinding required. It's a perfect clean cut, ready to work with straight away. The second tool we're going to show you is the glass style glass snappers. Slightly more refined and perfect for slightly more detailed work. The jaws are more narrow, and these happen to be very popular with ladies because very easy to pick up and use. You can just apply gentle pressure to that bottom lever and it does all the hard work for you. Same principle as the previous pliers, and squeeze. There it is. We'll cut that a little shape for you now. Again, just gentle squeeze. Obviously it's very important to use these pliers the right way around. They won't work the other way around. You'll end up breaking your glass. You'll only do that once. There you are. Safe to the touch. As safe as glass can be. Now this is what we call a controlled break. It's a little more complex, and it has to be broken from both sides, meeting in towards the middle. Again, perfect results every time. The third tool is a dual purpose tool, the hobby grozing and breaking pliers. We're going to show you how they break the glass apart. It's an essential piece of kit, this, and one that you cannot really be without. very, very thin strips of glass you're not able to break out with the glass style snappers, the black pliers, you can break out easily with the hobby grozer and breaker pliers. Always use them with the curved side of the jaw towards the underside of the score, and basically you're using them as another lever. You can't break that with your hand, so the pliers just in before the score line and just break apart. Same principle for shapes. Now, just when you thought it doesn't get any easier than that, it does. The Morton safety brake has been around for a number of years. Not many people know about it, apart from those who take the time out to visit the premises here at Thames Stained Glass. Now we're going to show you how it works and how simple it is to use. You cannot really be without one of these in your tool bag. We're cutting some medium amber water glass here, just for the effect, you understand? And just in case you might think cutting clear glass is easy, it is of course, but all of the colour glass that we have for sale is just as easy to cut as this. Now, what about that? We're going to show you how that is done now in more detail. Remember, shape cutting, we're always taking the cutter away from ourselves with a thumb behind the back of the cutting head. Move your body at the same time. And the button, there's three parts of this tool. There's the button, the narrow breaker, and the wide breaker. Now this is the wide cut, so we're going to use the wide breaker. The wide breaker is now placed on top of the score at right angles to the score, with the button on the underside of the glass, score on the center of the button. Finger pressure is all that is required. And that satisfactory pop tells you that you're halfway there. Take the button to the other side of the score, again, button on the underside of the glass, score on the center of the button, large breaker being used here now, and with just finger pressure, the two parts of glass just come apart as easy as that. Perfect clean cuts every time. We're now going to go for a little more detail. Now that's a very narrow strip there, and is a type of break that would put fear into the hearts of most glass cutters. However, with the Morton safety brake, it becomes so easy. It's a very narrow strip, so we're going to use a narrow breaker here, which has another trick up its sleeve. Just chase that score along. Perhaps not easy to see on camera, but believe you me, it is as easy as that. If I show you the glass that's been cut, it's very, very clean. There's no jags to it, no sharp edges, no shards. No tapping was required, obviously. And I think we're just showing off now. Every time we demonstrate this tool, we sell. Every time. It's one of those little secrets that we have here at Thames Stained Glass. Now, if you have, say for example, a leaf shape that you wish to break out of a piece of glass, you can use the small breaker, the narrow breaker, to help you do this. Same as before, score in the center of the button. It's a very narrow piece of glass. Nice clean shape. And finally, for cutting very, very small pieces, first cut yourself a couple of strips. Break them out by hand. Use your grozer pliers. Whatever you have to hand, literally. And tiny, tiny pieces of glass are very easily cut and broken out. Simple scoring. Now, does it get any easier than that? That's the score face down across the tool, and just applying a little bit of pressure to the back of the glass, making mosaic cutting very, very easy. Back to the hobby grozing and breaking pliers. Earlier we showed you how to break the glass apart with these simple pliers. In a minute we'll show you how to shape the glass with these pliers. Firstly, the surface we're using now is called the Morton Mini Glass Working Surface. Perfect for cutting glass on, but more importantly, when you're shaping glass with your grozer pliers, any shards of glass that you have gather in the honeycomb surface. So they're not lying around like they would be on a carpet tile or your dining room table, wherever you choose to cut your glass. The chips, shards are all gathered in the honeycomb surfaces, making it a totally safe working area for cutting and working with your glass. Now the grozing action is a very simple one. It takes a little bit of practice, and perhaps the secret is a combination of hand movement with the glass held firmly in your hand, but also to have the grozer plier jaws just about maybe 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch into the surface of the glass. And a combination of the two, moving your hand and shaping, squeezing the grozer pliers, will give you a satisfactory, simple glass working edge. That type of edge might be suitable for working with lead cane, might even be suitable for working with a copper foil project, but it's a safe edge now and can easily be ground down to suit. All the shards and chips are gathered in the work surface area, and that work surface, by the way, can be doubled up to use as a light box. It's a very translucent surface, and also can be used in conjunction with the Morton Portable Glass Shop toolkit.